Hello, my name is Reed Banta, and I'm going to be discussing the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. And I think the beauty of this movie is in the time that it was filmed. The space race, the idea of looking beyond where we were, became more of a reality than it had ever been in any other point in history. And Galileo had looked beyond Earth, he'd looked to the stars, and he'd made theorems and uh, ideas, but he never had anything concrete. He could never touch what he had longed for. And yet, in the 60s, 68, I believe, when the movie became public, it it was going to happen. The space race was at its highest. Uh, and Kubrick didn't have any of the same ideas that Galileo had. He had everything to build off of. And yet he still didn't have anything physical, no physical evidence of what was out there. And he created this intriguing story, this incredible detail, these characters that made it so interesting. Well, to some, and to others, it was completely boring. And that's really what space was. We landed on the moon, and it was, wow, this is a lot of rock and dust. And for some people, that's the greatest news ever. It was incredibly interesting. And for others, that was a huge letdown. And you see that parallel with Kubrick's movie. And if you also compare it to another movie, which was Back to the Future, some to some less degree, where you see how far away it is from the date that they are. Back to the Future 2, where he goes to the future, all the things they're supposed to have in the future, and 2015, I think, and we still don't have so much of that today. And you look at that parallel with Kubrick's. In 2001, we were supposed to have so much. We were supposed to advance so far from 68, and we still don't have a lot of that, but there is a lot of stuff we do have that Kubrick did predict. And so it's interesting to look back and see where we've come from and see how many parallels that Kubrick drew simply from his imagination that still influence where we are today.